This is from round 3 of the tournament. It's a beautiful playing hall at Lahe Lahe Cafe in Indira Nagar. 85 participants played in this casual meetup with all tournament rules. Players from all levels were there. Let's have a look at this game happening in round 3. As you see, the queen and rook, the black queen and rook have made 10 on the second rank, and there is no threat on g2 because the white queen is defending it. White queen is tied down to g2. It's white's turn. How is he going to deal with the pressure? He plays rook f1, a good move, forcing an exchange of rooks. Because if rook moves f7 was hanging. So rook takes rook, white rook takes back. White is still under pressure because of the queen and rook, but there's a threat on f7. Black is still a pawn up, but f7 pawn is hanging. He plays queen e3 check. How will you defend f7? Oh, he plays rook c7. And that's a blunder because queen d8 check and the rook is gone. The black player just realizes that. It's a painful fork. Happens to us all. This is yours truly playing round 4 game. I've just taken on the rook on g1 and now queen g6 check. There's a bishop on h3 and the queen. Along with the bishop, the queen went on to attack the king. It was a good position. I should have won effortlessly, but then I blundered, but somehow won on time. I mean, on time pressure later. So here the king has to move and the queen will jump in to g2. It was a fried liver attack. Let me take you through the opening. E4, E5, knight out, bishop C4, and knight F6. And here he went for the fried liver attack. I played D5, takes, knight A5, bishop B5. All this is mainline theory, the best way to deal with the fried liver attack. Bishop went to D3. Now I played bishop E7. He played knight D5, knight E4, and I got my knight to D5, heading to the F4 square, not wanting to exchange because I'm a pawn down. Castles, castles. So at the cost of one pawn, black has got good compensation. White's pieces are a bit awkward, and black's pieces have good play in the future, good potential, except for this knight in the corner. So I played knight f4, threatening knight take bishop, bishop e2, and f5, knight g3, and king h8. Turns out to be a useful move for later. Pawn d3, threatening to exchange of this knight. So I took on e2, queen takes, and here I had to make a decision. Do I go f4, f3, which would open up his king like f4, knight e4, and f3, but would be another pawn sack. I wouldn't be getting back that pawn that easily. I'm already a pawn down because it's a fried liver. So I went for it, believing in the potential of my pieces. So I played f4, knight e4, and f3. Takes and queen e8. I want to attack f3 and take it. He played king h1, queen h5, pawn f4. This was an interesting choice because it's almost forcing an exchange of queens. Because if I take, he takes back, and he is 2 pawns up, right? I can take back or he'll take back. And I cannot avoid it easily because bishop g4 is f3. So here I played bishop g4, f3, and bishop h3. Rook g1 and pawn takes pawn. I was comfortable with the position. It's a pawn down, and my knight is a bit inactive. This is a problem. Knight f2, and here bishop c5. Here I was feeling good because there's a pin, and if knight takes bishop, I can just take and my pieces are still active. So knight e4 and rook e8. He should have taken on h3 actually, but he went to d1, allowing me to take on f2. Bishop takes f2, knight takes f2, and my position is fine even though it's a pawn down because I can play c5 and knight c6. This idea actually I missed throughout the game, getting the knight back into the game. I played rook into e4, which is a mistake because f into e4. I realized it after I looked back at the board once I played this move. I was calculating knight takes, and then bishop takes, king has to take. That's what happened. He played knight takes. He should have taken the f pawn because then I have to exchange queens. And once I do that, it becomes a better position for him. He's a pawn up with no problems whatsoever. But yeah, he played knight into e4 and then bishop into rook. King takes and queen g6. Queen couldn't have taken because of queen f3. That is why king took it. And now king f2. Here it's winning completely. And after queen g2, king e1, I won the game. But here, after in the next few moves, I don't remember the exact moves, but I blundered very badly at a couple of pieces and got a lost position. But in time trouble, was able to win the game. But this was an interesting game, interesting opening. Now back to the playing hall. This is from another game from the tournament. White is a knight up, and black's king is not safe. So how is white going to give mate? He has to bring the knight or the rook into the game to help the queen out. Which piece is he going to bring? The king is safe. The knight jumps in, and black makes a big mistake, allowing the mate. Here, black is just taken on f2. White is a knight up. White picks up the pawn. The rook comes to b2 attacking b4. White defends the pawn because if that pawn falls, black would have some compensation with the two connected passes. And now he desperately wants a pass pawn, so he plays the pawn forward, but then the rook comes with check, and he loses a pawn for free. The king cannot become active now. King has to go back. Time pressure adding to everything. Pawn takes, and now he runs with the b pawn. Here, white plays a good move. Of course, the knight is enough to stop the pawn, but why not use the rook? Rook behind a pass pawn, always a good idea. Now there is nothing to worry for white because the black rook will never be able to move from in front of the pawn. And there's no check for the rook to move away. The knight jumps in to check. Now the pawn can just run forward f3 and then king moves f2. He plays pawn forward, but that's also good. Lot of time for white. Knight comes back attacking the rook. Rook c1 attacking the knight, but then rook takes pawn and black resigns. Here, black is about to promote. It's a winning position. All black needs to do is move the rook and promote. White has no hope.
Guys, don't leave. We have diamond memberships to be given
The rook moves
via
away.
random draw from chess.com.
The knight comes in, but the pawn will promote, and white will have to give up a knight for it. And he resigns. The final standings of the tournament were thus. Sobat Singh scored 6 out of 6. He defeated Aradhya in the last round and got first. Aradhya lost against him and got second. And I was third, thanks to a better butch than many. But yeah, it was not a convincing performance for me. Uh, and Arunava, who's usually at the top, is also at the top. He's fifth. Sai Ganesh fourth. There were total lot of people on five, 7 people on five, and the total number of players in the tournament was 85. So it was a good tournament with strong opposition and people of all levels, players of all levels, which is what makes it so much fun. This is a meetup, a tournament that happens every 2 weeks. Every second Sunday it happens, and it's organized by Bangalore Chess Club. If you are in Bangalore and you like chess, you should try visiting this venue and play the tournament and meet other chess players and have fun. I'm leaving the link for Bangalore Chess Club's Instagram and WhatsApp group in the description.